different seed or different, because I think you can do it, because you know what I think, if you can do it, we can do this before and then doing this, but I wanna buy the look.
Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. 高天原に住まります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともちて、すめみほやかむいさなぎのみこと、つくしのぎむかのたち花の、おどのあわぎはらにみそぎはらいたもうときになりませる。はらいどのおかみたちもろもろのまがごと積みけがれを払いたまい清めたまえとまおすことのよしをあまつかみくみつかみやおよろずの神たちともに雨のふちこまの耳振り立ててきこしめせとかしこみむまおず弥勒おみかみ守りたまえ先はえたまえ弥勒おみかみ守りたまえ先はえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先はえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先はえたまえ こんながらたまちがえませ。こんながらたまちがえませ。Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long gaze of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining evermore radiantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us, radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
God bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. Let us now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Makoto. Makoto, the spirit of love and integrity, is the one power that can build a new and better world. Though the world is full of worry and hardship, we can live with peace of mind because we have the staff of love to lean upon. Whatever problems and troubles may arise in life, those who choose pure love as their guiding principle will never be afraid. The key to the solution of all problems, whether they concern an individual, a nation, or the world, is Makoto, love. The lack of administrative ability stems from a lack of love. The shortage of material blessings is caused by a shortage of love. The absence of morality is due to an absence of love. The deterioration of social order is the result of the deterioration of love. Indeed, the basic cause of all distressing problems is an insufficiency of love. Religion, education, and the arts are only skeletal forms without love at their core. Ah, Makoto, Makoto. I say to all humanity that the key to solving all problems is love and love alone.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the evening service of Miroku Association headquarters. This evening, I want to share the faith experience of Chilomba Mwanza Chichi. She's from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Chilomba is a Johrei member and she would like to share with us a faith experience related to the practices of offering donations of gratitude and providing religious assistance. When she moved to Kinshasa, she became inactive because of the long distance between her home and the Johrei Center. She no longer channeled Johrei, did not offer donations, or participate in any church-related activities. And as a consequence, her ohikari fell to the ground. Around that time, she lost her second child, which left her totally devastated. Missionaries went to visit her, providing assistance and support, encouraging her to resume her church activities. At the funeral, a cousin approached to comfort her and offering to stay with the Chilomba after the funeral. She brought her with her two children to live in Chilomba's house. Thus, Chilomba took the opportunity to talk about the Johrei miracles of our church to her cousin, who then began receiving Johrei and participating in church activities with her children. Interestingly, in a turn of events, she began to criticize Chilomba, speaking ill of our church, encouraging Chilomba to give up attending it. Chilomba told her cousin to stop the bad mouthing, nurturing instead a grateful heart. Chilomba talked about what was going on with her minister, who guided her to continue expressing gratitude, to intensify the Johrei channeling, to participate in prayers, and to give service by cleaning the homes of members and non-members. The purification accelerated, with Chilomba's cousin stopping to speak to her. She began to talk to Chilomba's husband about Chilomba's shortcomings, as well as being critical of her minister. Chilomba's husband, on the other hand, upon hearing all this stuff, decided to no longer attend our church. Her cousin also influenced her husband's daughter to not listen to Chilombo. This caused a situation of so great discomfort that one day she refused her minister's visit to her house since the home's atmosphere was not at all suitable. Fortunately, her minister had a high sense of tolerance. Although Chilomba was very angry that day, her minister was calm and invited her to pray in front of Meishu-sama's picture. Then she channeled Johrei to Chilomba, making her understand that what was experiencing was a purification process and that it should be received with gratitude. Upon analyzing the problem, she understood that what happened was a whisper of the dark forces and that rumors her cousin spread about her minister was baseless. The rumor was that the minister had influence in her husband's daughter, change of behavior. After concluding their talk, they offered a prayer of gratitude with a donation. Sometime later, Chilomba began to notice that her husband paid more attention to her cousin than to herself. She learned that they met in a certain place where they had drinks and returned home together. In short, the situation started to become unbearable for Chilomba, considering the intimacy the other two were getting into and the lack of respect in her own home. She tried to persuade her husband that all of that wasn't normal, but it didn't help because he insisted that what was happening, that she was jealous of her cousin. Chilomba talked again with her minister, in depth, in detail, who guided her to be proactive by serving her husband well. Chilomba kept the practice of faith, also intensified the cleaning in the homes of the members with a group of other members to help. From time to time, she offered a gratitude donation. One day, when she got home, she found her cousin and her husband very drunk, dancing together to the sound of a loud music. When she tried to protest, he got angry, hit her, and threw her out of their house. She looked for her minister, who made a donation of gratitude on Chilomba's behalf and instructed her to do the same while spending the night at her minister's house. The next day, they returned home, where they had a serious conversation, and the minister guided Chilomba to materialize a donation of forgiveness. As a result, after a few days, her cousin took her belongings and went to live somewhere else. It was the end of the ordeal that she lived for a whole year, with peace returning to reign in Chilomba's home. She learned through this purification that God does not lack attention, but uses difficulties to make us wake up and be useful in His work. She has guided 7 people to our church, including her husband and 2 children. She offers 10% of her family income, keeps flowers of light at her home, and she created a vegetable garden. Chilomba is very grateful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for allowing her to be introduced to this wonderful path of salvation. Thank you very much for listening to this faith experience from the Democratic Republic of Congo, of Chilomba Chi, that was her name. Thank you for attending this service. Have a wonderful evening.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed evening.